What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3. If you remember when we left last time, Henri was standing right there. Because we quit the game and loaded back in, she is not standing there anymore. She is now left for Irithyll. And that is also where we have to go. Of course, we have a couple of things to do first. There's some things in our way. I'm just gonna make sure we don't have any more Estus shards before we head off.
Well, 'tis good to see, wasn't he?
In front, Farren Keep is the next place we need to go.
Pretty be careful.
Alright, 9 Estus charges at +2 strength, and I have the ring, so +3 strength, really. I'm not sure if the Estus ring strengthens the healing you get by more than your typical undead bone shard, or less. I haven't really paid attention to the exact numbers, and I'm sure I could work it out. But, you know what, maybe I'll do that next time I start a new game. Anyway, the other place we need to go, we did not finish on the Road of Sacrifices here. We took one of 2 possible paths that led us to the cathedral. This is where the road forks. The first area here, you'll already have seen. These nasty spearmen. We know the routine with these guys. We've seen it before. The hitbox on some of their attacks is kind of weird. Okay. So, now we have all this treasure in the swamp, and unfortunately there are also some giant crabs in the swamp. And I'm about to piss them off. Oh, I got both of them. I didn't want to get both of them. And an invader. This is an NPC invader. They always invade in this spot. Oh, they're right there. They're casting at me. I couldn't see them because of the crab. Okay. I actually thought they would wait for me a little further up. Oh, there they are. Yellowfinger Hazel. Oh, my backstab didn't hit. I got the animation for it, but to no avail. They're mostly a caster, and they're kind of an asshole about it. Okay. Get Hazel's pick and their very unique looking helm there. So you can just run past these guys. Especially because they're kind of tough. I think they're just gonna reappear. Yeah, right there. At full health. So I guess I have to stand my ground and fight. I can't. Last time I just dealt with them by running past them. Oh, that's not good. I think I'm dead. Oh, the other crab's here too. I'm not dead though. Oh, that one burrowed. Okay, that's a good attack to bait out. The attack where they spit bubbles at you gives you a nice opportunity to actually do something. Just now I don't know where the other one is going to reappear. I think it's somewhere up here. Oh, there it is. Okay. The Great Swamp Ring. I didn't know they dropped something. What's that do? Boosts pyromancies. That makes sense. In Dark Souls 1, the lore is that pyromancies were practiced mostly in a place called the Great Swamp, which I don't know that we've ever seen. You could argue this is a swamp, and it gives you the Great Swamp Ring, and maybe that means this is the Great Swamp, but I kind of doubt that. It's not impossible, but I kind of doubt it. Of course, actually, this might be the first time you've seen it in the playthrough. In deeper water, your character walks very slowly. Actually, no, we did see it at the Cathedral of the Deep last time in the slime. It counts as poor footing, and so you can't sprint. You can only fat roll. We did get a fairly useful... Oh, that's a summoning sound. I'm being invaded, aren't I? Watchdog of Farren GT. Okay, this is an actual player. Oh, there they are. Got my Undead Hunter Charm equipped here. Oh, they want to clear out the crabs. Okay. Relying too heavily on that tower shield could get you whacked. Another invader has come just as I vanquished the first. And unfortunately, I'm well within sight of their invasion point. This is... I think this faction, the Watchdogs of Farren, like, specifically invade people here, at this, like, one spot. Which is why we've had so many invaders here. The range on that is very deceptive. I tried to roll back and didn't do it right. Okay, they got me. It's really annoying, though, that I'm getting invaded that much right here. I think I might do this area coming up here without embering up. We will avoid that happening. No one will be able to invade me. It's really annoying that there's that many invaders in this area, though. If you're embered up, it kind of stops you from progressing even. You remember a couple episodes back, we had, I don't know, when we went to fight the Crystal Sage, there were maybe 3 or 4 invasions in a row. And we just had 2 invasions in a row. Unfortunately, it looks like the crabs respawn. There may be another item or 2 in the swamp, but I think for now, I'm just going to run past them. I do need to go collect their souls, though. They don't tend to like dry land. Fallen Knight set. Now there's 2 enemies that are kind of mini bosses here. I am going to ember up for this because they're tough. I think I can fight this guy on his own. They're really tough together. There's another who patrols back there. Oh man, okay, he parried me. Yeah, enemies can parry you, by the way. That's not a human player only thing. But if he's two-handing, he cannot do that. I think he tried to heal himself with a miracle just then. We do have the other one now. Luckily, we've dealt with the first one. Oh man, that moves really far forward. I didn't actually think it would do that. I don't think this guy's a shield. I don't think he can pull something out to parry us with. Very tough enemies. They give us the Great Club and the Exile Great Sword, the weapons they were using, respectively. Over here we have a large soul. I know there's a way up here, obviously there's an item there. I forget if we can get to it from here. I don't think we can. I'm pretty sure that's the Shield of Want, which is a fairly useful item. It's a shield that increases the number of souls you get, and I'm pretty sure it stacks with the ring we have on. So we get souls upon souls. We'll go down that ladder shortly. Homeward Bone. Okay, and this links up to where we fought the Black Knight, I believe. Like, I think that was just on the other side of one of the doors. I could be wrong. I think that's what it was, though. So, moving onward. Now, I've heard that a lot of people do not like this area, in terms of they find the area very difficult. it bears resemblance to the most infamous area of Dark Souls 1. And actually, just because there's a chance I'll die, I'm gonna go spend my souls first. Blighttown, which everyone in Dark Souls 1 hated Blighttown, but it only resembles the latter, more reasonable half of Blighttown. If you didn't play Dark Souls 1, Blighttown had two parts. Upper Blighttown, the part you had to go through first, was heavy on not quite platforming, but there were a lot of ledges and enemies that liked to knock you off the ledges, and you would fall to your death all the time.
Very well. Then take it.
The latter half was a swamp that standing in it poisoned you and reduced your movement speed, and so it was hard to get out of to stop being poisoned. Not a great time.
Retreating.
Okay, so we are at the first soft cap for strength, so now I'm gonna raise vigor and endurance and vitality a bit.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames.
I also need another Titanite scale so that I can upgrade our hammer to +2. I want that damage. I want that damage so much. Of course, there's hideous noises all through this area. So all of this liquid swampland is going to poison us when we stand in it. Come on. So I should two-hand it for those guys. And actually, so we had the ring that increased bleed resistance before because there were enemies at the Cathedral of the Deep that inflicted bleed. But the Poison Bite ring might be a little more useful here to increase our poison resistance. It's a very compelling reason to do the Cathedral of the Deep first. So while we wait for our poison meter to go down, I'm just going to equip some precautionary... Oh, we don't have any. If you have purple moss clumps, they cure poison. But I don't have any. Hey, here's some more slug things. These ones helpfully not standing in a place where it will kill us and stand. Ragged mask. The swamp will only actually restrict our movements in the deeper areas. But it will poison us everywhere. Now the question is, how many of these items off to the side do we want to run out there for? My answer is most of them. We don't need to deal with every single one of the slugs, though. My one real criticism of this area, in terms of game design, is the poison means there's a lot of standing around and waiting. So I think there's... Okay, there are 2 slugs, maybe 3 slugs, maybe 5 slugs under us. And I bet they're crowded around something, so I think we're going to S this up and then risk a plunging attack at them. See if we can get back to dry ground in time. Oh no, we got poisoned. So, the good news is now we don't have to worry about poison buildup, it's already on us. It's going to slowly drain our health over time. but we'll be able to Estus through it just fine. And as long as we're on it, we can't be poisoned again. Hey, there's an Estus shard. So we can get another charge for our flask next time we go back. There actually was a trick in... so there's actually two poison status effects. One is called Toxic, which is just a much more quickly acting poison. And one is what's on us, Poison, which lasts longer and doesn't kill us as quickly. Run through here, get some of the items. I don't think there's any reason to fight all the slugs. Oh hey, that's a Dark Raid. I will have to finish some of these trains of thought later. Dark Raids are very dangerous. I didn't actually know he was there. The cracked red eye orb. Sage's coal. Interesting. I actually haven't been back this way. I don't know what's back here. In Dark Souls 1, there was a trick in Blighttown, which also was the poison area. There were dart throwers that would immediately put the toxic condition on you. Oh, these guys are dangerous. They jump on you. They're Mario. Their two attacks are jump on you and do that grab. Oh man, and if you try to like attack them out of the grab, I guess they just do it again. Hate those guys. There was a trick in Blighttown where instead of getting the very powerful toxic effect of the dart blowers, you could instead opt to poison yourself or toxic yourself, and like with a much weaker poison, a much weaker toxic effect, and thereby avoid the... Okay, poison's off us now. We actually have to worry about stuff. You would thereby avoid the much stronger effect because the same status can't be on you twice. Great sword. Seeing if we could knock that down. Problem is, this is the deep swamp, so I kind of don't want to do a plunging attack there. I can see an item over here, so let's go grab that. Purple moss clumps. That's good. That will, if we get poisoned again, let us cure it. They do not cure toxic. They only cure the weaker poison effect. Ah. So you can see there's sort of two hulking figures here. We're going to be back in this area a little later in the level. I don't think we're going to go deal with them right now. They are huge and unpleasant and very rude. Thing is, I don't actually know the way back to the correct route through the level, per se. Let's plunge and attack this guy. Luckily, they die pretty fast, and we can purple moss clump that off us. I actually think this is where we were supposed to go. Yeah, this is definitely where we're supposed to go. These guys look very Bloodborne-esque. These wolf things. Like, they're werewolves with maggots on their face, I guess. Some more purple moss clumps. I think there's someone else lurking around here. Okay. Never mind. So we need to interact with this thing. So you saw there were three sort of unlit flames outside the door, those stone doors. There's three of these flames, two now that we got rid of one. We have to extinguish all three to open the way to Farren Keep. And if you remember from the lore, at the start of the game, one of the three Lords of Cinder were supposed to return to their thrones is the Undead Legion of Farren, who presumably will be inside Farren Keep. There's also the question of how can an entire legion sit a throne, and that question will be answered. We see three guys here on this bridge. They're going to get up as soon as I get close, so I'm going to attempt to go in guns blazing. And by guns, I mean, you know, mace. Take out the caster quickly. It looks like one fell off, which is helpful to me. It's interesting that his shield has withstood several hits at this point from my mace, and is still... He hasn't gotten staggered from it. You'll also notice that this poison effect we have on us is it's doing more damage to us than the other one. It's still not doing very much. But we could make ourselves immune to it by getting poisoned by the swamp. We won't do that, but we could. Keep Ruins bonfire. I think we actually missed a bonfire. Let's go back to Firelink, level up, and then we'll take the area from the top. So I'm fairly certain we missed one of the fires we're supposed to put out. Not you. Andre, you're the one I need.
Ah, 'tis what?
We can give him also the Sage Coal.
Well, well. What's the Undead Legion doing with a coal such as this? I'd heard one of the Crystal Sages had sided with Farren's Abyss Watchers. I suppose it must be true. You should know, this coal is imbued with magic. First one I've ever seen. Hardly a surprise, is it? I've never been one for books or wise man.
Get another
Be
use on our
careful.
Estus flask.
I don't.
And we can take a quick level.
Welcome home, Ash. Speak. Very well, then take.
Let's start by increasing our health.
Farewell, Ash Native.
Now that we don't have to worry about strength for a little bit. I think actually we'll start from... No, we can start from Farren Keep. Because I am fairly certain we missed one of the 3 fires we're supposed to put out. And with some of what's in that swamp, I don't want to be traipsing around it more than I really have to. So we're gonna go around these guys because we can. They're sort of too slow to really chase us effectively. So I'm not really worried about doing that. Yeah, okay, that path up is where the first tower is. You can see it's burning up there. We haven't killed these slugs yet, so I guess I'll give them a good what for. And get out of the swamp while I'm still not poisoned. Okay. I believe these are the same sort of wolfmen that we actually fought on the Road of Sacrifices. And, okay, here's where it gives you the clue, like, you have to get rid of these 3 flames to open the door to Wolf's Blood. Again, another sort of werewolfy thing, Wolf's Blood. Pine resin, which we cannot use with this weapon. And let's kill the flame. I think the best way, we can just go back to the bonfire we had before. So I'm going to Homeward Bow now. I also believe that we're getting close on time, and we're not going to be able to make it to the boss in this episode. So I'm going to call it there, and we will light the 3rd flame next time and open the door to Wolf's Blood. Catch you guys later.